What's up, guys? We are back, and in this video we're going to start laying the paint in the engine bay on the Civic. We're going to get that taken care of. We're going to get all the clear coat on there. We're going to get this engine bay looking perfect, and then we're going to keep moving forward. I'm really excited to be working on this Civic again and get this thing back on the road, so stick with us. We're going to get right into it. So as you can see, this is one can down, and even after the base coat that I put down, it still runs. I mean, you can kind of see across here. So this paint I need to lay down real thin, and what that means for me is that the paint that I chose is not going to stretch as far as I thought. You know, one can, even though it looks like it's kind of a lot, I don't think any of this is really the final coat. So I might have to go get more paint. We'll see how it goes. I still have 2 more cans, and I'm just gonna kind of come over here and like work my way back. I'm gonna hit this back side here, and I'm just gonna, you know, lay a little bit here, let it dry, and then lay it again, and just kind of like move my way back. And then once I get back to this difficult, you know, intricate area here, I'm gonna take my time and really like mist it on, and we'll see how everything goes from there. I don't think I'm going to paint the subframe. It's already black. It's nice and cleaned off. Plus, you won't even really see it. So, you know, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, these areas that are flat, I can lay it on real thick because it sits on a level surface, so it just kind of stays where it's at. But on these straight up and down areas, I really got to mist it real carefully, which kind of sucks, like I said, because I just waste paint. Most of it goes up in the air, and only a little bit sticks to the surface that I'm spraying it on. So, you know, I'm not a professional painter. This is a learning process for me. I've never painted an engine bay. I've painted a lot of other things, but not an engine bay. So, you know, with all the different curves and surfaces, it's just something that I'm not used to, and hopefully it turns out good. And if it doesn't, you know, I guess we can kind of go back and hit it again and again until we get it right. So I'm going to get back to it, and hopefully the next time you see this video updated, you're going to see some more progress, and hopefully it'll just keep going in the direction toward the firewall. And, you know, I'm hoping today that I get this whole thing at least one whole decent coat black, and I'll kind of reassess everything, look at it, and see how I feel about it. And if I have to switch up paint or, you know, something along those lines, I can kind of consider that after I see how it looks. Now, I probably should have put primer on the whole thing. I guess I just didn't really think I needed to. I thought that the paint that I got had a primer in it already, which it does, but it doesn't seem like it works real well. It doesn't stick as well as I thought paint / primer would stick. So I'm gonna get back to work here, and we're just gonna keep plugging away at it. What's up, guys? We're back. It's probably been 2 weeks at least since I worked on this car, and as you can see, I did get a little bit further on the paint job here. I got everything good till about right here. So what we have to finish here is the firewall and kind of on the back side of these strut towers. We're gonna take care of that today, hopefully, and maybe if everything works out, we could even get some clear coat on here. Basically, I've just kind of been busy with spring cleaning and you know, getting my house in order for the rest of the year. So I took a little bit of a break that was necessary, but I'm back on it now. I do have Tyler here. Yeah, you don't see much of him on the channel, but he's here today. Yeah, so yes. He's helping you know, motivate and helping do some of the work here. So we're gonna get right to it, but just to kind of go over everything, it looks really good. I'm happy with the way it looks this far. I just want to get the rest of it done, and then we'll get some clear coat in there, and hopefully we can start working on cleaning up the engine and getting that, you know, painted and looking nice to match the paint on the engine base. So you know, I think what we're going to do right now is we're going to start taping off the windshield for the overspray. We're going to kind of move things around and get it where we think we need it. And we're just going to take our time, like I said in the earlier video. We're just going to take our time here, and we're going to get this stuff done and kind of go work toward the nooks and crannies, maybe hit those first actually, and then hit the firewall. I don't know the plan of attack quite yet, but we are gonna start moving forward and get this stuff done so we can actually put my car back together and get it back on the street, because the weather's been beautiful for the last 2 weeks, and it sucks that I have to mow my lawn and do yard work and all that kind of stuff instead of working on my car. So today, it's a weekday, we decided we're gonna do this and we're gonna get right back to it. So stay tuned and we'll see how far we get tonight. I just laid my first official layer of clear coat, and I used a 2K 2-part clear coat out of a can. Let me see if I can find the other can here. What I found out with this clear coat, I've used other clear coats in the past, and what they do is they're usually really thin and runny, so you got to kind of spray it a certain way. I kind of assumed, here it is, I kind of assumed this was going to be the same thing, and this is really nice, like 2-part clear coat, which I've never used before. And what I found out is you should definitely lay it real thick. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute, but this right here is the stuff I use. It's got a little cap here that you take out. Let's see if I can pop it out. It's got a cap you take out, and you push this down, and it punctures a little reservoir inside the can, and it mixes the activator inside the clear coat. So it's kind of like a professional style 2-part clear coat that you can get in a can. It's not very cheap, but it looks like it works really well. And like I said, it's something that you gotta lay down super thick and not be afraid. And so I, just like the last process with the paint, I started with the front of it, the stuff that you're not gonna see so much of, because the bumper is going to be on, you're going to have headlights in. So I started with these areas and tried to kind of like see where I was at, gauge what I could do. So if you look in this area here, you can kind of see it's a little rough. I don't know if you can see on camera. It's just a little spotty, and it's pretty much a lot of orange peel right here. But if you come over here, it's kind of the same deal. It's not very smooth. You can see there's a textured surface there, and then you get up to some part like this is where I started being not bashful. I started laying it real thick. Look, you can see the clouds in the reflection perfectly. So this is what it looks like when you lay it on super thick and you're not afraid. So I already went through one can. All I got done was this front piece, and I tried to come on the backside here, and I basically ran out of the can right after that. So I only have 2 cans of this. So this next can, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working my way back to these areas that you're gonna see, and I'm gonna lay it on super thick. I'm gonna make sure it's a wet coat, and I'm not gonna be shy about it. And hopefully I can get you know, this kind of effect here on the rest of it, because you know, this top part here is what you're going to see mostly, and then these areas right here are what the focal point is. You're going to see that nothing really covers that, you know. In here there's some things that can cover it, you know. You got an engine here, and you got normally like a power steering reservoir and wires and stuff, so it's not going to be, you know, as visible as, let's say, this part or that top of the strut tower. So that's kind of where I'm at. This is the first time I've ever done a clear coat, you know, a 2-part clear coat, let alone any kind of large clear coat surface. I've really only done clear coating on like valve covers and stuff, and it's a pretty small, you know, it's a pretty small area, and you can get in here and, you know, you can just kind of do your thing, and it's just a small area. But when you're talking about something like an engine bay, there's a bit of a learning curve, and I'm learning as I go. And you know, if you guys ever get this 2-part clear coat, this brand, just know that you can lay these coats pretty heavily and they won't run. It sticks really well if you get the consistency right. You know, that's only 1 coat, and you got a really nice high gloss. I mean, it really reflects the light. It looks really good. So I'm hopefully gonna get the rest of the strut towers and the areas, you know, in front of those with this can here. I don't know how much I'll get done. You know, these areas here, when I painted them, I needed help from Tyler. We had to get stuff out of the way and kind of work slowly and get these areas, and it took a lot of work to get all the angles correct. So when I get the clear coat going on that, I'm gonna have to be really careful and make sure to get everything just right on the first try. So, but you know what, you guys saw what this looked like before. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Even if it's not perfect, it looks so much better than it does like it did before. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at it and show you guys what the end result looks like here in a minute.